All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Grade 9 Coding. I see that everyone has entered from the waiting room. Just so that you all know, we have to have that waiting room active. It's new rules that came from Zoom side. Either we need to initiate passwords on all our meetings or we need to activate the waiting room. So we opted for the waiting rooms because it just makes it easier, and it also gives us a bit of a short time to get all the technical things hopefully sorted before the lesson starts. So for those of us that take it seriously, we can try to offer a professional service to you. Okay, so this is grade 9 coding. It's the 21st of July 2020, and we are harvesting with conditionals. We're going to look at puzzle number 2 to 7. So my name is Paul de Klerk, Mr. Paul de Klerk. If you haven't met me before, welcome. If you are new with us here in the classroom, if you're watching the YouTube video and you'd like to join us in the classroom, you can head down to the video description box where you will find the links that leads to our website. The website is Africa Teen Geeks. You can see here on our logo. That is who is at the head of all of this. And this is the STEM Digital School, which is sort of a subsidiary of Africa Teen Geeks, which run under the Africa Teen Geeks name. So on the Africa Teen Geeks website, you will find links that you can register to. If you are a student that has access to an email, then you can register yourself. If not, you can ask a parent or a guardian to register on your behalf. And the only reason we ask for that is because we want to be able to not have the links to the lessons out on the public domain, right? So, and that is basically that. I don't think there's much more that we need to really discuss, except for the chat box. I've set it to public so that we can all chat together and I can share the links to everyone. However, if I see the chat is being used for other reasons than the actual lessons, then we might have to set it to hosts only. So just keep that in mind. I don't have those issues in the senior phase, or I haven't had it yet, so that's cool. Try to keep the video cameras off. Once you switch it on, I can't see the content and it's difficult to chat about that. Now, that being said, with regards to the chat box, don't stress if you have questions that you want to ask that's maybe not relevant to exactly what you see on the screen. I've had people ask me, what sort of jobs can you do if you know computer code? I've had some of the grades ask me, it might be this grade, I'm still working on that. It's not that I've forgotten if it is for this grade. What do you need to study if you want to become a web developer? So anything that is in the computer science space, specifically around coding, feel free to ask those questions and we can have, a discussion on that. Right, so I did receive some homework emails, so thank you for that. I checked them out and it is looking good. It seems like you guys are truly following what we're doing. Okay, so here's a quote from Jeff Bezos. He is the Amazon founder and CEO, and it says, "I knew that if I tried and failed, I wouldn't regret that. But I knew the one thing I might regret is not trying." Okay, so what he's basically saying there is just try, give it a try, right? You only fail once you quit. Other than that, if you do decide you're going to stop and call this a failure, then it's nothing wasted. It's something that you have either gained experience from, knowledge from, wisdom from, or a new skill from. So just give it a try, right? As long as it's good, that being said. Okay, terms to know. Conditionals, if-else logic statements that change the way code is executed. So we've looked at that in quite a bit of detail. Next up, we have conditional loops, and they say that it repeats, they are repeats that execute while a condition is true or until a condition has been met. So you see those are while loops, and there are the other ones, you could probably call them an until loop. But what that basically means is as long as a condition is true, the code will run, or the loop will run. And then the other one says, while a condition is not true, until it becomes true, the code is going to run. Okay, now that second one, you'll see examples of that today. So this is what we're doing. Let me jump to that screen and share that link to you. Okay, so I left you with this one yesterday. I just quickly want to see something here. Something doesn't seem to make sense now according to what I prepared. Huh. There is a Minecraft lesson here. Yeah, I hate it when they do this. Last night when I did my preparations, the Minecraft one was number 40 and the conditionals one was there. Okay, so scrap the slide. Minecraft is a lot more fun than this, although this is fun, but the Minecraft one is a lot of fun. So I think we're going to jump from the while loops in the farmer into the conditionals in Minecraft. Okay. As long as that's okay with you, just type a yes in the chat box. If I deviate from the PowerPoint, is that okay? Are you comfortable with that? Awesome. Right, there we go. Okay, take a good look at the code below. What will be left at the end of this puzzle? Nothing. This code will leave only level ground. B, this code will leave the pile completely untouched. Okay, and this code will leave the holes completely untouched. I don't know. So what I can already see here is we only have a full 1. So I cannot see that the pile is going to be touched, right? Obviously the hole will be touched. Now we need to figure out whether it will accurately do something to the hole. So while path ahead, move forward. Then while there's a hole, fill 1. So that's going to fill 3. It's going to fill 1 3 times because it is in this while repeat. So as long as that condition is true, it's going to keep filling with 1 each time. Then turn right, then loop to this. While there's a path, move forward. So we're going to go there. Then it's saying while there is a hole, fill 1. Now there isn't a hole. So what should happen is this should just skip and it'll go to the next one that says turn right, then it's going to come here. So in my opinion, it's going to leave the pile completely untouched. And now we can test that out and see if that is accurate or not. Okay, so far so good. Okay. So B was the answer there. I hope most of you got that. Now it is the harvester. I don't understand this thing. Something just does not make sense. If I continue there, it takes us to the harvester. But there's the Minecraft lesson. Why is it skipping that? We don't want to skip that. We want to do that. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening here. Maybe they're working on that one. No, here it is. I want to do Minecraft. I like Minecraft. Okay, Alex. So I'm usually Alex. Right, here we go. And this is saying lesson 14, and that should be correct. Okay. Awesome. So let's see if we can code this one, right? So for those of you that didn't know or don't know, Minecraft is an awesome game. It is available on many different devices, right? I have actually yet to find a device that you cannot find Minecraft on. I played primarily on the Xbox One, not primarily. Oh, no, we have it on the Nintendo Switch as well. So mostly I play it on the Xbox One. The Switch's screen is a little bit small and we don't really connect the Switch to the TV anymore because the Xbox connected to the TV. So that being said, that's where I play it. So I don't play on the servers and all that jazz because the Xbox has been set up for my son who's 8 and I don't want him to play online yet. So the privacy settings are so that he cannot join realms and servers and things. So my Minecraft experience is basically playing with my 8-year-old. And I can tell you he schools me every time, right? It's amazing how good these young kids are at these games that I'm still trying to process which button does what, and then he's already built a house. Okay, but the basic ideas of the game I get. So what it means, or what the game is made of, is the first thing you need to know. The main coding language being used in this game is JavaScript. Okay. That being said, what you are learning while you are working on code.org is JavaScript. Okay. So to answer that question, although I don't think it was asked here, but what can you do one day if you know coding? There's a great example. The link, yes. Thank you for reminding me. So there's an awesome example of what you can do if you learn coding. You can become a game developer, right? Sorry, just hooked the cable on my headset there. So what it means, or what the game is about, is it's this entire world that's created out of different blocks. On that screen now you can see wooden blocks and water blocks and sand blocks and a chest, and you can see leaf blocks and so on and so forth. So all of those different blocks you can interact with. Most of them you can. Like the chest you can open to find something inside. Some of the other blocks you can break to build. Okay, so don't get confused when I say here we're going to move 3 blocks or 4 blocks or 5 blocks, or look at this block, look at that block. I'm not referring to these blocks. The coding blocks, that's built on a system that's called Blockly, B-L-O-K-L-Y, Blockly, right? So those are different. Now this one starts off very easy, so we'll probably be able to do almost the entire lesson if we can get a move on. So in the chat box, please tell me what I should do here to get Alex from there to there to collect the boat inside the chest. And yes, in Minecraft, you can fit an entire boat in a chest, along with 64 wooden logs and many other things. So what block do I need to put on this workspace of ours to get Alex to that chest? Yes, there we go. Make sure it's connected and run. So the reason this is starting so easy is because this Minecraft lesson, you can see it's Minecraft Voyage, right? Voyage Aquatic. That is a part of the hour of code that code.org has. So it starts very easy, and then it becomes gradually more difficult. Okay. Boats are much easier than swimming in open water. Head to the end of the dock to hop aboard. How do we do that? What do we need to do? You tell me in the chat box. Move forward, then turn right. Okay. That gets us almost there. And then move forward twice again. Yes. Perfect. We've made it. Grab the oars and pilot your boat across the open seas to catch the cod. Okay, so I don't know if you've got this by now, but I think you should. You are going to do most of the coding in this lesson. So I'm going to read the instructions and I'll wait for you to send me the solutions. We are moving into assessment, so I just want to make sure that at least the basics you've got down, right? Move forward times 7. Yes, that would seem like the right thing to do. Even just dragging those 7 blocks on there feels like a waste of time, because we know there's an easier way to do that, right? Okay, let's continue. I'm just going to share the link again. So for those that are new, this is actually an awesome one to be a part of, right? Okay, so now we have this repeat until goal. So remember I said earlier we had while loops. So while a condition was met, we were going to repeat whatever we put in that loop. Now we have a repeat until goal block or loop. And what that is going to do is it's going to allow us to repeat until the condition has been met, until the goal has been reached. So the goal is to feed the cod to the dolphin. Use a repeat block to get across the ocean faster. Okay, so instead of saying repeat times 7, what we're going to do is just say repeat until we fed the dolphin, right? So that's basically what that says. Repeat until goal can be translated as repeat until the dolphin has been fed. So what do we need to repeat there? Move forward. Yes, beautifully done. Now look at that. How much easier is that? 3 blocks. Whereas earlier we were using 8 blocks. And what's nice about this is when you're using that repeat until block, you don't need to figure out if you are actually have to be in front of the dolphin or on top of the dolphin or where you need to end to really solve your problem, right? Because the code decides for you. Okay. So here it becomes fun. I'm going to show you. There is a Nautilus shell hidden somewhere. Explore the shipwreck to reach the chest. So again, we're going to repeat until goal, and we're going to say move forward and move forward. But that's not going to help us much. Let's just make this smaller so I can reach the button. Okay, now we're just going to keep swimming forward and bumping our head and forward and bumping our head. Yes, we need to add a turn right. So what's going to happen? We're going to turn right and move forward twice. Then turn right and move forward twice. Okay, now I want to show you something. Turn left and move forward twice. Turn left and move forward twice. Turn left and move forward twice. It's also going to do the same thing. You know, in Minecraft, you can access your chest from back or the front or the sides even. Okay, so your choice doesn't really matter. Same amount of blocks, same sequence. We're just switching that little toggle there, right? Okay, so now we can see we've practiced this repeat twice. So it is going to become a little bit more tricky. So before we continue, I just need to check in. Is everyone comfortable with this? Are you happy with this? Can we move on to the next puzzle? Just type yes in the chat box. If you are by any means even a little bit unsure, say no so that I can help you understand. We don't want you going into informal assessments and not understanding the basics. And not just that, whatever is coming after these lessons that we're in now, it doesn't get easier the further we go. A lot more fun, but not easier. Okay, so if you were wondering why I was quiet, this is because it's for you. What do we do? Remember, Divide this into two problems. First, create the sequence, test the sequence. If it works, then you start looking at the repeats. I'm just going to start looking at it so long. And that's working right. No, need one more year. So instead of doing that, I'd rather do this. Cool. Then I'd like to do this again. And that has me there. So I obviously want to avoid the tortoise, right? And then I want to repeat all of that. Okay. Now what I want to do is just figure out if there is another way. What would happen if we turn right first and then we moved forward 3 times? Then we turned left and we moved forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And then we repeat and so on. I haven't tested this yet, so I have a feeling that it might work because it should stop that repeat as soon as we've reached our goal. No, it actually continues on and creates a problem there, which is strange because we've reached the goal. Now look, she's going crazy. Okay, so this obviously doesn't work. This does work. So you want to create your sequence to solve the first problem, and then we just want to solve that problem. So this will also be the same if we do this. If you do this, and you create a normal nested loop. Okay. But for the sake of using these conditionals, we're going to repeat this until goal. Are you all happy with that? You'll see as well, you don't need that. There are actually enough blocks for us to do it this way. I just don't want to do it that way. Why do it this way if we can save other blocks space? This will do the same thing. I just used those smaller repeats because I didn't want to do 3 move forwards, 3 move forwards. Okay, are you still there? Are you happy? Can we continue? What's happening? Right, so now this is becoming very cool. Now we have if path to the right or if path to the left, or if path ahead. We can do certain things now. Okay, just because of this repeat that we have here, not repeat this conditional. So what this is saying is you are going to move forward, and then if you find that there is a path to the right, we want you to do something, which is probably to turn right, okay? I'm not sure if we can go past those things. Yes, we can. Okay. So there we are at the back of it. I wonder if we can, to the left here, and then to the right here. If it's actually going to allow us to swim around that way. No. Okay. So it seems like we can go the long way around if we'd like to. That helps us as well. Okay. And now we've used 7 blocks, but just make it easy, keep it short, just around there. But what I need you to pay attention to is the following. This is a conditional loop. That is a conditional. You can place a conditional inside a conditional loop because they are not fighting about one condition. When these two conditions contradict each other, then you can't use them together. You're going to receive an error on the code. You can just imagine that. Okay. So let's say this is saying repeat until goal, and you want to put something in here that says while the goal has been met. We want you to do this. It's obviously going to stop this from running once that has happened. Okay. But this is just a normal. We want you to check for something and do something according to what you've seen. Okay. Does all of this make sense to you? Are you happy with this? Okay, I'm going to continue nonetheless. I assume this one's easy enough. I mean, all you really had to do is just add one more block in there. These colors look a bit off. That's probably why these puzzles are being skipped, because they're still working on it. Anyway, get through this volcanic island and find the tropical fish in the coral reef. So now, I just want to see which conditions there are. Okay. So until we have the goal, we want to move forward, while if there is a path to the right, we want to turn right. Okay, so we're going to go up there, turn right, come down here, go here, and maybe we'll stop there. Probably. Let's see. So it's basically the exact same solution as the previous puzzle. It's just giving us a different application for that. So this is where you really get to learn coding, is when you have different reasons to apply the same thing, which means that you very clearly understand what these things can do. So you can identify, oh, this puzzle is going to have the same solution as the one before it, and so on and so forth. Okay. Can we continue to puzzle 9? Right. Okay. So I think this is probably still being updated. These colors used to be quite a bit more vibrant. Anyway, so now we have a bit of a fun one here. You made it to the reef. Now search for the heart of the sea. Use the blue and red coral to reach the treasure chest. So now we have one that says, if you are standing on a blue coral, we want you to do something. If you are standing on a red coral, we want you to do something. So what I do want you to see is this, just quickly. If we end up on a blue or a red coral, automatically Alex should stand up. Okay, it's not going to do that now because it's not checking for it. Just do this thing. Show you. It should make her stand up when she's above that. Okay, and then continue because it will be checking for that. So now we need to figure out how are we going to get Alex from here to this chest there by using these corals over here. Okay. So I can already see a bit of a path from there to there, perhaps here, but then we're going there. I don't know, perhaps there and there, but then I don't know. So you need to tell me in the chat box, what do you think is the best way for us to proceed? Okay. And then run, yes. And we did it in 2 blocks less than what they wanted. I would like to know how they actually wanted us to do this. If this is saying we have 9 blocks to use. But anyway, Quizzy, good job. That's exactly what we had to do. And in my opinion, that is the best pattern that we have and the shortest one that is available. Obviously in the block counts on the code as well. So let's just look at this quick. So we said, okay, we want to move forward as long as that goal has not been met. So once we meet the goal, we don't want to move forward again. Then we said, all right, check for blue coral. If you do see the blue coral, we want you to turn right there. Then we said, check for red coral. If you see red coral, we want you to turn left there. And that gives us this pattern. So if you could notice this pattern, good. I tried to throw you off by highlighting this one and saying, okay, if we come down here, I don't really know, but it didn't fool you. All right. So the biggest thing with this is just to identify the path that will be taken and then coding this to work according to that. It seems like there are oak planks here also that you can use to make something happen. Anyway, are you happy with this? Can we move on to puzzle number 10? Okay. There is a squid hiding somewhere in this ocean monument. Can you find it? Right. Hit it up to me in the chat box. Tell me what code I need to use to find the squid that is hiding in the ocean monument. Any ideas? Repeat condition, move forward if standing on sea lantern, turn right. Yes. Repeat until goal, move forward. If standing on sea lantern, we want you to turn right. Great, good job. All right, so same thing here that we had. You're saying until the goal has been met, we want you to keep moving forward. But if you are standing on a sea lantern, then you need to turn right. Okay. That one's going to be a homework, right? Build a wall of prismarine around the black concrete. This will activate the conduit and complete your challenge. Okay, so sorry about these not being accurate. They'll obviously be more applicable tomorrow. This one is then also not going to work. So what I would like you to do is just do that puzzle that you have now for homework, send it to me via an email. There's my email address on a screenshot or something so that I can see what you've did there. I love checking that out. If you do send me an email, just state your name and your grade, please, so that I know which class it's coming from. You can find us on Africa Teen Geeks, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here, and invite any friends that might be interested in the same thing. Chat to you tomorrow. Bye.